And we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Sunday night, transforming relationships, but not just, you know, some boring script out of some back alley transforming magazine, but through a course in miracles, or you could say through something that's practical and something that works.
Amen to that.
And we, my beloved here, and um, oh, because it's coming to my ear.
Right.
Um, we're a witness to the course's applications.
Yes.
I think that's what I can say.
That it works. It's practical and it works. All right. Hello, friends.
Did I say where we're going to be at? Because
No, you
last
didn't.
week I was like, okay, where are we turning to?
No, you didn't.
So why don't you tell me?
All right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. We are in chapter 19, section 4, and the section is called The Obstacles to Peace. And we are going to start at the first obstacle to peace, the desire to get rid of peace. Wait a minute. The reason I don't have peace is because I have a desire to get rid of peace. So, chapter 19, section 4, and then it's how many paragraphs in? Then it's the first subsection, the first obstacle to peace is where we're at, and it's the desire to get rid of peace.
So after paragraph 5.
Yes.
It starts after paragraph 5 with the first obstacle, which is the desire to get rid of it. And we read this last week, just the first sentence, laughing, because who would think that I have a desire to get rid of peace?
Yeah.
Who would even, that's like when the Course says these silly random things like, I want to punish myself for something. I asked for it. I'm like, who would ever ask for it?
Who would ever ask for suffering and pain?
Well, you must be asking for it because it's what you're giving.
To others.
Oh. Ooh.
So yeah, if you really want to be done with whatever suffering or problem that you're having, Course in Miracles says the first part is understanding where that problem really came from.
Right.
And where it really came from is your own thoughts and what you're giving to others. And so, but we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that the problem is what I am giving.
Right.
And so it's very difficult to hear that the reason I don't have peace is because I have a desire to get rid of it. I've traded it. I traded my peace for being right, for control, for getting something. So, so we're talking about, and it was talking about in the introductory part that we did last week, that in a relationship, when two people decide that they don't want the old purpose for being in a relationship that they both started their relationship with, because that has just led to, a lot of separation.
Not a lot of peace.
Not a lot of peace, a lot of fighting, a lot of competition, a lot of hatred, arguing, all the stuff that we know
Tension,
too well.
Quiet rooms.
Yeah, and the Course in Miracles teaches people in relationship that they can invite in the healing spirit, the self they share, to come into their relationship and replace their old purpose for being in a relationship with spirit's new and holy purpose for being in a relationship. And that as soon as that happens, that now the relationship has a new purpose. And the new purpose of the relationship is that the relationship would be a temple of healing, that when others come near to the relationship, they experience peace and healing and safety. It says, so that's great. So the relationship now becomes a temple of healing for others who will be sent to it. But But right after the new purpose the two people have accepted for their relationship, says now peace is going to start moving up from deep within the core of that relationship. So it's going to start bubbling up and coming up from deep within that relationship. But as that peace comes up from the center of this relationship, the peace is going to encounter some obstacles, many obstacles. Some obstacles it will seem to be coming from outside of the relationship to the relationship, and some obstacles the two people will interpose against the peace that is starting to arise from deep within that relationship. So that's the recap from last week.
Beautiful recap.
Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you. And so now we're going to hear about the first obstacle that the peace of your relationship is going to encounter after you have allowed your old purpose for being together to be replaced. So it's a good thing that your old purpose for being together got replaced, because your old purpose for being together is what made that relationship so painful. Okay, but that's the good, and so that's the good news. The bad news is that that you yourselves are now going to try to block that peace that is now flowing up from deep within your relationship, since it now has a new purpose. And I love the idea of having the purpose of any of our relationships to be a temple of healing, where when people come around our relationship, they feel better. We were talking last week about how many couples, and not just couples, but how many people that are in a relationship, whether it's mates or family members, but how many relationships do you know that when you are in the presence of that relationship, you always feel better, you always feel safe, you feel welcome, you feel a sense of peace and healing? How many relationships do you experience that in the presence of? And how many relationships can you say, when we're with so and so, that relationship, we always feel better. Greg and I can say we're experiencing more and more of those relationships, that when we are in the presence of them, we always experience healing and joy and peace. But it's unfortunately too rare. Most relationships are not a temple of healing yet. So this section talks about what happens in your relationships after you have done what A Course in Miracles teaches us to do to transform our relationships. So this is the essence of how our relationships get transformed from battlegrounds or prisons to temples of healing, where whenever people come nigh into a relationship, they feel better. This is the process.
I like how it starts out saying, just like in all of the instructions from the courses, it tells us, as you said, where the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know where the problem is, you can't fix it.
That's right.
And just like any AA member knows, the problem is my desire to get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here the problem is our desire to get rid of peace.
Yeah.
We don't want peace.
Yeah.
At least that's what we think, because we don't think that peace really is going to bring us safety.
Right. Or control.
And like in the class that you did this afternoon, we can't have healing unless we're ready for it.
Right.
Until we're ready for it, healing has to wait. But it will always be there for us when we're ready to accept it. And in this reading here, I believe that we're going to learn that when we're ready for peace, when we're not wanting to be the obstacle standing in the way of it, then we're going to be ready for healing. We're going to be ready for peace to be experienced in our relationship. Because at first it's scary when I give my partner a lot more grace, a lot more boundary, a lot more extension to be free. than I used to, then that's scary because that's requiring more trust, more and more trust.
Right.
And then you get to the point to remember what started this relationship with my trust in my Creator, not my trust in the other person. I'm not even trusting myself anymore. Why would I worry about trusting them? But somehow we slip on this banana peel into our relationship thinking, I'm going to start not trusting, following Spirit, and I'm going to put that burden on you, and now I'm going to follow you, and you better make sure you lead me to happiness, because that's the guarantee I got from following Spirit.
Right.
But for whatever reason, we have a desire to get rid of peace. That's an obstacle we need to be aware of.
That's right, because we still believe that conflict and control and guilt gets us something that we value.
Right.
We still think that, well,
Protects us.
Exactly, we still think that control and guilt and conflict and attack makes us safe and gives us what we want. We all say, I just want to be happy. I just want you to be happy. We all say that.
Yeah.
But that's us being in denial about what we really want. And we think that we don't have peace because you know who or you know what. I don't have peace because I have an insane government. I live in an insane world. Or I don't have peace because of who I'm with, or or the condition I was born in. But the truth is that according to the Course in Miracles, if you don't have peace, it's because you value something more than peace.
My interpretations.
Yeah, my interpretations, judgments. My scripts, my control.
Yeah.
I want it my way. I want to be right more than I want to be happy.
More than I want peace.
Exactly, more than I want peace. And so this is getting out of denial about what the real obstacles to your peace and happiness really are, and also how to choose once again and decide that you don't want something, that there isn't anything more valuable than the peace of your relationship. I mean, honestly, that's one of the great revelations for me, is like, no, peace really does give me everything I want.
Right.
When we have peace in our relationship, because we valued it more than being right or controlling, literally that peace in our relationship really does make me happy, and it really does satisfy me, and it really does bring me everything I want.
And you know that when you have experienced the contrast.
Yes.
And you appreciate the contrast.
Yes,
The contrast of, man, when we were fighting, when, I had to have things going like, I love that, my script. When I have to have my script, I'm bent out of shape because my script's not being fulfilled. And so I'm willing to what? Sell out my peace.
Yep.
What? I want to get rid of it. My desire to get rid of it, because my desire for my script to be fulfilled is greater than my desire to have peace.
Yeah.
And just to sit back and just let what's happening happen.
Choose peace.
Try not to be the controller of your universe, and
Again.
Just be more of the observer and watch and trust. That's where the trust comes in. The trust is expanded as I expand with my partner, but not so much. I'm not talking about trusting my partner more. It's trusting the one over our relationship more.
The one who has entered our relationship.
And sometimes you want to go, are you seeing this? Or, you're in control of our relationship, but I'm just,
seeing what she's doing? Right.
And our loving Spirit comes whispering into our ears saying, are you desiring to get rid of peace again? You want to be the little controller?
Oh, you want to be God? Oh, aren't you so adorable wanting to be God?
Like this little thing of one of these short clips showing a baby on the couch, and it just kept going. You couldn't help but laugh at it, because it's just literally a little infant baby that could barely even sit up.
Trying to control things and be God.
Was willing to give up its
It's
peace,
peace,
even as a
right.
baby,
Yeah.
because its script is not being fulfilled.
Yes.
Mine would too if I had a messy diaper.
Absolutely.
Where are you at, Mom? Dad?
Hello, anyone?
Brothers,
We
sisters,
got a
somebody?
situation here.
Come on, I need some powder on my behind.
Exactly. And you better make sure your hands are warm.
Yeah.
Warm them hands
Last
up if
time
you
you
don't mind.
did it, what'd you do? Go outside, stick those hands in the freezer box in the garage? Come and torment me. You live to torment me. But yeah, or the baby could, sit there and trust in its maker if it knew these principles yet, and could find out that, they can keep their peace, and later on they could find out everything was going perfect anyway.
Exactly, and in that metaphor, the baby who trusts, who chooses peace in trust that their parent loves them and knows their needs. Not only does the parent come and see they have a dirty diaper and change it, but then now the baby gets a wonderful snuggle and lots of love and joy because the baby's not screaming. So it's like that's one thing the Course in Miracles is teaching us, that forgiveness offers me everything I want. Peace offers me everything I want. When Greg feels peace from me, Greg is much more motivated to give to me. He easily wants to love me and give and help, but when I'm not giving Greg peace, now he's not really motivated to give me what I want and do something nice for me. And
that's just natural.
And that's just obvious. That's just common sense. It's just common sense. But we learned amiss. We learned that the best way to get what you want is to use guilt and attack and control.
Yeah.
And
judge them, condemn them, attack them.
We've been taught that if you're not attacking people, you'll not get what you want. That's what we have been taught about being in this world. You want to get if you want to have what you want, you better go and take it. Whether somebody has it, possesses it or not. If you want it, you got to go take it. Dog eat dog world. That's what we've learned, and so we didn't learn what is obvious, which is that when you're peaceful and loving and you're giving peace, that people want to give to you. They can't help themselves but want to give to you.
They want to be in partnership with you. They want to
be with you. You don't have to control somebody that wants to be with you.
They feel good around you because they're used to being controlled by their parents, by
their mates,
by
family.
Workmates. Just control, stop lights, green lights, and to be around environment of somebody's expanding that space for you to be you.
Yeah, they want you to...
Not putting regulations on you, not putting rules on you. And that's what we all want.
That's what we all want.
But for us to all experience that, we need to give it.
That's right. Exactly, because like we were talking about today at the Miracle Center, that until you are giving peace, until you're giving to others, hey, I just want you to be happy, whether it's fulfilling my script or not, until you are giving it, you will not believe on a unconscious level that you deserve it yourself. So you can't be giving, attacking, guilt, and control and also still believe that you deserve love. So you only believe you deserve that which you are giving. That's just a psychological 101 concept about the mind and human psychology.
So when you don't feel deserving, you're going to sabotage.
That's exactly. So when you don't feel deserving of it because you haven't been giving it, when somebody gives it to you, you're not going to recognize the gift and you're going to sabotage that gift.
Right.
And then you're going to say, why doesn't anybody love me? Well, they do, but you didn't believe you deserved it. So when they offered you a gift of love, you told them they didn't do it right. And so you sabotaged it. No. Luckily, what we heard today is that no gift is lost. So that if somebody gave you a gift of love, even though you didn't believe you deserved it at that moment and sabotaged it, that gift that was given to you is being held for you by love in a storehouse of treasures where all the love that you rejected is waiting for you. Thank you, God, for that system.
And when you're ready for it,
And when you're ready for it, when you believe you deserve it because you've been given it, it's going to be like, wow, where did that come from? That's been held in the storehouse of treasures for you until you felt deserving of it.
which is nice for the giver, because I don't have, it's like dropping the package off. I don't have to wait for a signature or nothing.
Exactly.
I don't have to worry about the responsibility of it. Just leave and go.
That's right. Amen to that. All right.
All right.
Well, that is our recap from part 1. This is part 2. The first obstacle, the desire to get rid of peace. Okay.
And real quick, hi Tricia and Bridget.
Hi Bridget. Lovely to see you. All right. What is the first obstacle that the peace in our relationship has got to surmount? The first obstacle the first obstacle to peace in our relationship is our desire to get rid of peace. And notice it says, right, it's saying your desire to get rid of peace.
Right.
So that's the problem in our relationship. It's not what I'm doing that you don't like or vice versa. It's that we both are now going to feel threatened and feel like we don't deserve the peace that we called to us by allowing the purpose of our relationship to be changed for us. And so as more peace, if you ever noticed that in our relationship, like we'll have these periods where like we're experiencing a lot of peace, and then next thing you know, boom, you know, it's like, oh yeah, because here's the peace that's coming. Oh, this is so wonderful. This is like better than ever. And now we impose the obstacle that we don't deserve it.
Because we've been judging a million different ways.
And then we go from like, oh, this wonderful stretch of peace to like, you know, like
where did this even come from?
Right, exactly. You go from like, thank you God for this relationship, this person, to like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be happy with this person. Wait a minute. Yesterday you were thanking God for this relationship, and then today you want to get rid of them? You think that, I wonder what happened there. Okay, what happened is that the peace started moving from deep within our relationship because we accepted a new goal for being together. And so here comes the peace, and it's wonderful, and then it meets an obstacle. And it meets the obstacle that we interposed, which, like you said, is that we unconsciously believe we don't deserve it. And so we sabotage it. And then we say, I want to get rid of this person. You know, we really want to get rid of the peace, but it comes out as, I want to get rid of this person. I want to get away from this person. Okay. It says, because the peace that's arising from deep within our relationship cannot extend unless we keep peace. So our relationship peace cannot extend if we don't keep our relationship peace.
So it's not really that we're giving peace.
Right.
We're keeping peace.
Right. The peace that started flowing from deep within our relationship.
We think when we're considering how this affects the other person, you know, that we're giving peace. We're not considering the value of keeping peace. When we get into these, I have to have my way conversations. I'm not valuing anymore.
Right.
That peace.
Right.
It's obvious.
That's right.
But in other words, I'm trying to get rid of it instead of keep it. I was in peace until I'm the one that came up with these restrictions on my peace that I want to voice to you.
Exactly.
And for you to take some notes and listen.
And then say it back to me.
Yeah, make sure you are listening this time to me. As opposed to last time we had this talk. And so, do I want to keep my peace? Do I want to keep it? Am I
Right.
even thinking about that?
No.
Or am I engaging into this conversation and just
Throwing it away.
like just jumping up and down as pieces of some coins in my pocket, flapping out of my shirt pocket?
That's right.
And
Yeah.
and I don't care. I guess.
I love that. The peace that we say we want in our relationship cannot continue moving on and extending unless we keep the peace in our relationship instead of getting rid of the peace, as if something besides peace will take care of all of our needs and wants better than peace. It's like my ego tells me, well, I need Greg to change in this way for me to be happy, which really is me saying, I need to get rid of the peace in our relationship so that I can have peace. You know, I'm saying I need to, because if I take that to Greg and go, Greg, look, you got to change for me to be happy. Do you think Greg is going to have peace about that? You think Greg's going to be like, oh, I feel so warm on the inside as I feel so much love for you right now, Anna, you know, as you tell me how I need to change for you to be happy. So,
of course, we don't say it to each other that way.
Right.
We give the messages through guilt.
Yes, exactly.
We're pretty crafty at.
Very crafty at giving guilt.
Very cunning at.
And making it seem like love.
Yeah, but it's really, we're trying to control the rudder of the ship here.
Yeah, control them, which means we think that it's a good strategy to get rid of the peace between us in order to get something more valuable than the peace between us, like control, like my script.
Yeah, get some control on the relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
It only cost me my peace.
Yeah.
But hey.
That would be much more valuable than having peace. That'll meet my needs more than peace will. And that's our ignorance. That's our bad programming from the past. You know, we didn't learn that truly to have peace, you need to keep peace. You know, if you want to have peace in your relationship, you need to keep peace and don't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Trusting that the peace in your relationship is what will meet all your needs. So, okay. And it says, so the peace within your relationship cannot extend to others unless you keep the peace in your relationship. You can't give peace to others, but you're getting rid of the peace in your relationship. And that's because you two, the people in the relationship, are the center from which peace radiates outward to call the others in. So that's how it goes, right? That the peace is something that radiates from our relationship to call others in. Peace is not something that I get when Greg changes because I think that would be better for me. That's how peace happens.
If you think about it, in that kind of a relationship, aren't those people that are waiting for the other person to change in order to be happy, at peace, you know, comfortable, calm, feeling good? They're waiting for peace. Because they're waiting on an event to happen.
They're thinking that their peace comes from somebody else changing.
Or you can just keep your peace.
How about that?
Just have it right now.
What a radical concept. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you saying, okay, this is what it's saying. Peace is not something you get from without.
Right.
You know, peace is something that
you don't give away.
That's within you, that if you don't give it away, you always have it.
Yeah, you don't lose it by your own destruction.
Exactly. If you don't have peace, it's because you're trying to get rid of it. You know, because where is peace? It is in the center of you. Peace is in your center. Why? Because you were created by peace, which means you are peace. Peace is in your makeup. It's your matrix, you know, peace and
we don't
love.
know what that means.
We're like, I know, I don't exactly.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever.
Like, what do you mean I am peace?
Yeah,
what do you mean I already have peace? What do you mean I already have peace? If I already had peace, then I wouldn't be so upset about everybody who's doing everything wrong. And, you know, but the truth is that peace is at your center. And peace comes from your center. Peace is something that radiates from your center, not something that you get by controlling other people with guilt.
Right.
And it's like, oh, no wonder I never had peace. I had no idea where peace really came from.
Yeah.
And so I was looking in all the wrong places for peace, and that's why I never found it. Not realizing that I had it all along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Wizard of Oz effect. It's like, oh my God, I had peace and happiness and love all along, but I never knew it because I wasn't looking within my own center.
Yeah.
I was looking out there for somebody to give me that peace and give me that love and give me some of that love. Give me that love. I like the way you look. Give me that love. You know, now we're together. Now you owe me that love. I need to get that love. And that's why we don't experience lasting peace and joy and love.
And it's why when we come together as a shared purpose, that we bring healing to the world.
Yes, right.
Because each of us are the center that radiates outward to others.
Mm-hmm.
And when others are around a relationship where they're extending peace to each other by keeping it
in their relationship,
you know when you're about to engage in a conversation, if you were just to do a quick survey with yourself, is this going to be getting rid of my peace by bringing this up to such and so family member? Or is this going to be getting rid of my peace?
Right.
And you think, well, right now to get rid of it, but it will strengthen my peace later.
Right.
That again is looking for a future peace.
That's
and
right.
a peace outside of yourself.
That's right.
When why would you gamble it? Just keep the peace you already have.
Exactly.
And watch what happens.
That's right.
And then others will feel more free to be themselves around you. And it will be challenging at times because you're going to want to give that peace up, boy.
Oh, you're going to want to get rid of that peace.
Look how they're behaving now. Now that I'm keeping my peace all this time. And look how they're behaving.
That's right.
And you're going to be tempted more and more until all of a sudden, literally, you'll have a miracle. You'll have a breakthrough where you realize people love being around people that are allowing them to be themselves, which comes from peaceful people.
Yeah, peaceful people are not trying to control you. Peaceful people are not trying to get something from you. They're not trying to get you to change. They're not trying to get anything from you. They're not trying to manipulate you with guilt. You know, peaceful people let you be.
Right.
You know, and people are peaceful because they are letting you be. If you're trying to control somebody with guilt, you are not peaceful. You know, they don't go together. And so, like you're saying, that when you are peaceful, people want to be around you. Because they feel like they can just be themselves. Because you're peaceful. They don't have to feel like they need to change or do anything to make you happy because you're already happy. So they can relax and be themselves.
Right.
And that's the mechanics of how peace gives you everything you want. No, not trying to get it from people by manipulating them with guilt, being peaceful. People naturally want to be with you and to be generous with you and be loving with you.
And for those of you who say, well, I don't have a partner, so, you know, we can't draw others in. Well, you can do the same formula, saying you are the center from which it radiates outward to call others in. So you start with it, keeping your peace, keep demonstrating, keeping your peace, keeping your peace, whether or not, well, of course they're not. That's the temptation, is to join them in giving up your peace. Why would I want to do that?
That person's in hell right now. I think I'll join them and give away my peace and join them in hell. All right. It's a great plan for the day.
But the trust comes in that we have to trust the author bringing us the truth here.
Yeah.
That by doing that we don't have to understand how it works. We just have to trust that radiates.
Yes.
As you beautifully explained. You just want to be around that. That's just natural.
Anybody who's radiating that
Yeah,
kind
somebody
of
who's
peace.
giving you freedom to be yourself. You would much rather be in company or in relationship. You don't even have to be with that person. Aria's in California, but I know she feels wonderful that her mother totally supports her, doesn't give her guilt on how, not that there's anything to give her guilt about that I know, but you know, she's not trying to control her. And Aria's not trying to control her mom. That I know, and they have a good relationship.
And my kid wants to be with me.
Yeah,
my
she's
kid
coming
thinks
in this week.
being with me is like the best thing ever. And why? Because I am only giving her peace.
Right.
I'm not giving her anything but peace. So now even my kid, who you would think like, I don't want to hang out with you for spring break, Mom. Now my kid wants to hang out with me for spring break. You know, and why? Because I gave her peace.
And she does the same to you.
Exactly.
And that's what makes you guys' relationship so holy and beautiful.
Exactly. And when Aria and I are out in public, literally peace radiates from our relationship, and people are drawn to us. They're like, "Are you mother-daughter?" Or they say, you know, they go, "You're mother-daughter." But they are drawn to us because of the peace that's radiating. So even though Aria and I are not, you know, mates, it's still the same principle, you know, that people are drawn to our relationship. In other words, the peace that radiates from our relationship calls other people to us. So now they're like, well, what are you doing? What are you up to? Blah, blah, blah. So any relationship.
And I believe what we're also hearing here is it's not just it calls people to be with you physically. I keep hearing this in this section of it is that it calls in a way that like brings up a desire not to get rid of peace, but to have that.
Yes, exactly.
I want that demonstration. That's the call that in part that I think it's transmitting out to people is they can be looking from afar. You don't even notice them.
Absolutely.
You have no effects. All of the
so true
miracles that you guys are putting out, just giving each other what you're giving each other. And nobody has to even come and join you in anything. They just witness. Oh man,
I want that.
I want that.
I hear that from people all the time around us. That they look at us when we're in our right mind, and they're like, I want that. You know, that's another example of calling others in. So they're either attracted to you. Hi, what's your name? What are you doing? Or they look at you, your relationship, whatever form it is, and say, I would like to have that. You know,
because they recognize the peace.
Exactly.
You see in most relationships.
Oh yeah, right.
The controlling, the bickering,
that's true.
Guilt tripping.
That's true.
And so it's easy to see a contrast.
Oh yeah.
When you see the differences.
Yeah, when you see a relationship that is full of peace, you're like, whoa, that looks different.
Yeah.
That looks really, what's up with those two? You know, mother, daughter, father, son, mates, family members, whatever. When you see a peaceful relationship, like you said, the contrast is really stunning.
And radiates outwards, a good word, because radiate causes somebody to gaze. When something's radiating, you become to gaze at it.
Yeah,
and so they're gazing upon your behavior and going, what's different about that person?
What is, exactly. Yeah. There's something radiating off of you two. What is that?
And I played in this poker tournament the other day, as you know. And made it to the final table, and everybody at the final table was saying the same thing about me. My old self would have been embarrassed or blushing. This self was just, it was almost like such an understanding of what I'm doing, thanks to the Course.
And a confirmation.
Yeah, that this is nothing more than just the exact natural response. And this guy, Oriental gentleman sitting to my left over here, I tell you, I don't even know who he is. And there's 9 of us at the table, and he goes, and even though Greg was short stacked, there's not anybody at the table here that's not happy he's here with us, because Greg has more friends in in the whole tournament from the beginning than anybody in this room.
Wow.
It's like when people knock you out, they actually feel bad. Because everybody likes you.
Right, because you are radiating peace.
Yeah.
And it draws them in.
And I just tapped him on the hand. I said, thanks for that recognition. I said, what it is just a recognition of somebody receiving what they've been giving.
Wow.
I said, I'm not getting anything because I'm special.
Right.
If all of you, and they were all at the table agreeing with him, going, yeah, that's right, Greg, we do. It's like something, we just like you. I mean, you're just a likable person. And I'm like, because I'm giving likable.
Yes.
I'm not,
You're letting everybody be. You're
I'm
giving
letting them
peace.
be. Whatever they say to me, I just laugh with them about it. They don't see me, trying to correct their lives, trying to tell them how they could be doing it better if they would do this. None of that. But that's not me. That's not my ideas. That's the curriculum, and rehearsing it and working with it, and you radiate outward, and start drawing people in, because I know that they have to be gazing, even from other tables, going, what is it? But that guy gets more hugs than anybody. It's like, is he a war veteran, or what is it? What's the story?
Is he rich? Why is it that everyone wants to hug him? Not realizing that it's because you're radiating peace, meaning you're giving peace. And so people feel safe to be themselves. They feel in your presence, and that's valuable. All it takes is an experience of losing your peace to remember the value of peace. You realize, dang, my peace is valuable once you lose your peace. So it says, so you are the center from which peace radiates outward to call the others in. Okay? That's where peace comes from. You are peace's home. You are peace's tranquil dwelling place from which peace gently reaches out, but never leaving you.
And it reaches by never leaving.
Exactly.
Isn't that cool?
So extends that. So as I extend out, I don't lose my peace. Right. As I extend my peace, I don't lose my peace. But that's what we were taught. Well, if you give peace to others, ultimately you're going to lose your peace. You won't have any left.
Or the way you get peace is to temporarily get rid of your peace in a fight, argument, debate,
and then go take it from someone else.
And then it'll come back as some strong, solidified peace. As if that would ever work. That, okay, you're not going to give peace, but you're going to get peace back somehow, stronger and better than ever before. Oh,
that sounds like some bad brainwashing there.
Yeah, that's the opposite of the giving and receiving concept. What you plant, you're going to reap. What you sow, you're going to harvest. No, that doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm the home to it. You're the home to it.
Yeah.
I love it. The tranquil dwelling.
Did you know that you are peace's home? Did you know that you're peace's tranquil dwelling place? Did you know that peace already lives within you? No, we didn't. No, because we didn't learn that. We were taught that what's within you is hate, and it's guilty, and it ain't good enough, and it's sinful. That's what we were taught. We were taught that we were the home of evil.
Right.
We were not taught that we are the home of peace, and that peace dwells within us. And so we were taught, you don't have peace within you, you're guilty, you're evil, you're bad, there's something wrong with you. And if you want to have peace, you got to go find where peace is, and then you got to somehow take it. And then hope you can hold on to it and somebody else doesn't take it from you. That's what we learned about peace. But of course in miracles is telling us that we are peace's tranquil a dwelling place, that we are peace's home, and that from us it gently reaches out to others, but never leaves us, no matter how many to whom it extends to. Who knew?
I'm getting this image of a person holding this big pile of money, you know, got all these $100 bills, and they come up to you and go, "Hey, I heard that you know how to get money, and so can you show me how to get some money?" And you're looking at them holding all this money, and you're going, "What an idiot question!"
Or they're holding all that money and trying to steal money from you.
And they're holding all the money, and your answer as a crafty ego would be is, "Well, give me all that money, give me all that peace, and I'll give it back to you, right? With interest." And so we give it away, and that's how we lose it.
That's right. And then we wonder why we don't have peace, and we wonder who took it from us.
Yeah, it can't be taken from us.
You can't. Peace
it
cannot
can
be taken
only
from
be
you.
Given away.
I love it. Your peace cannot be taken from you. Your peace can only be given away by you.
And you have control over that.
And you are the one who decides how it's going to be. You know, I really love that. That's like, oh my God, you know. So if we could remember that, that would be a miracle.
That'd be nice.
That would be a miracle.
Let's
try to remember that sometime. that peace cannot ever be taken away from you. All that could happen is that you
gave it away.
Try to give it away. That's what's really going on. So if you are experiencing a lack of peace, remember that it's because you tried to give it away. But luckily, our Creator set it up where peace is in your center, and you can't lose it. So at any moment that you would like to experience your peace again, it is within your center.
You can reclaim it.
And as you extend that peace by not trying to control people with guilt and letting them be themselves in innocence, then you will experience the peace that resides and dwells deep within you. So, wonderful. So peace has nothing to do with any kind of physical or outward conditions. You know, peace is a condition that you are in within you.
You keep reading. I gotta
okay.
grab something real quick.
Oh, righty. Okay. Beautiful. Now, if you want to make peace homeless, then how can peace? Wait, all right. That's what. All right. The Course is telling us that we are making peace homeless. So you can see peace as a homeless person. Yeah. You know.
You are at home and you basically evicted it.
You evicted peace, and peace is like, now I have nowhere to live. I've been evicted.
Peace is your tenant. Yeah. And you served it not a 3-day eviction or like a 3-minute eviction notice.
You just kicked it
when
out.
You brought up this demand in your relationship with somebody.
Whenever you say, if you were different, I'd be happy. You know, that's a demand. Yeah. And that's you making peace homeless. So you saying peace, get out, peace.
When you say,
get out.
You always do that. Or you
never,
always say that. Or you never
do such and such.
Or why did you?
Yep.
Or just the little slivers of guilt that we slip in there.
Yep.
And we're typing up our eviction notice to peace, right?
We're literally.
I am getting ready to make you homeless, peace.
I'm about to make my peace homeless. I'm about to kick my peace out of the house.
Do you not know that I have the power of life and death over you? I can kick you out now.
Okay.
Watch me. Peace is like,
and then peace is like,
you are crazy.
You're insane. You do know that you need me to be happy, right? We're like, F you, get out of here.
This will bring me happiness.
This is gonna make me happy. Getting rid of you, and then kick and then you kick Peace out in the snow, and Peace is like, oh,
Peace
it's
is like,
cold
what do you
out
mean?
here.
What do you mean you signed a new tenant? Hate. Have you looked at their FICA scores?
Exactly. Do you know the tenant you're about to take in? Did you get references on your new tenant, Hate, that you're kicking me out for? Then Peace is out shivering. Your Peace is out shivering in the cold, knocking on the window. Hello.
Has nowhere to be because you are Peace's
because
home.
you are Peace's home, and so now it's homeless.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, bad landlord.
You just kicked your Peace out.
Yeah.
You know, and you better think twice before you take in that new tenant called hatred.
And,
called being right.
And at the beginning you had said some point that we were made by peace.
Yeah, we were made by peace.
We came from peace.
Yeah.
And imagine, so we're like entrusted with peace because we came from peace. So we're entrusted with this estate.
Yeah.
And we evicted the estate, this inheritance. We evicted it out.
I don't want my inheritance. I don't want my inheritance of total satisfaction and fulfillment.
The prodigal son.
I want to be right. The prodigal son.
He didn't
That's
want
exactly right.
You know,
Didn't
to
want his
wait.
peace.
He's going to take his inheritance, which it only cost him his peace.
Yeah.
What did he have in the end? No peace.
Exactly. Exactly. So if you, and you is underlined, by the way, haha, if you, don't forget it's you who's doing this.
Yeah, not
it's
somebody else.
you who's making your peace homeless, not somebody else who's doing it to you. If you are going to make peace homeless, then how can your peace live within you?
The child of God.
Yeah. Like if you're going to kick peace out of the house and make it homeless, then how can it live within you? It's home. Well, it can't.
Yeah, because your free will.
Yeah, you have free will
to reject the estate offered to you from heaven.
That's right. And even even though you try to kick it out, then it ultimately you still can't get rid of it because it's still there, you know. But it says, so if your peace is going to spread across the whole of creation, then guess what? That peace needs to begin with you. I want to give peace to all the world, but I'm in hell. I hate everyone. Okay, you want to give peace to everyone. You want to be Miss Peace. You want to be a teacher of peace, but yet you're going to get rid of your peace. If you want to give peace to the world, it's got to start with you. You got to start with, don't make it homeless. Don't kick it out of yourself. It's so funny, you know, when you hear the truth, literally, it's hilarious because it literally is the obvious.
Right.
The truth is the obvious. It is common sense. And you realize by comparison that the last thing that we are aware of is what the obvious, common sense. You know, and that's why I always laugh when I read the Course. It's just so funny because it's so common sense, it's so obvious, and to me that's what humor is all about. You know, it's like, you know, comedians are funny because they're saying to us what is obvious, but but that which we've somehow overlooked. And then when a comedian says it, you're like, yeah, that is crazy. Like, that's crazy. We do that, and we laugh because we recognize it.
Right.
And also, that's why I think, for me, comedy is so healing. That's why I've always referred to my favorite comedians as my teachers, because they are they're showing us the obvious that we've overlooked, and you know, and that's what's healing. When you go, yeah, right, that's just obvious truth. That is a healing perception.
I think it was Maria from your noon class that typed in today that this is so practical.
Oh, right, Mary Freeman.
Because truth is so practical. It's so common sense.
Yes, so obvious.
It's
It's
yeah.
like, oh,
Oh,
duh.
yeah,
I could
okay.
have had peace all
I could have
along.
peace just by keeping
I
it.
could have had peace
Oh,
all through that,
wow.
all through my 20s. I could have just had peace. All through that relationship, I could have just kept my peace
Yeah.
and had peace and had more peace. Like, you know.
And I thought they were taking my peace.
And I thought they were taking
I
my
always
peace.
thought they were taking
I
it.
was certain they were taking my
because
peace.
I was willing to evict peace out, I didn't like the way the script was going.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like how things were. I wanted to be in control. I wanted to judge the meaning of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And because of all of that, I evicted peace out of my, it's only home, me,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm miserable.
Yeah.
Or I could have had peace
And
by keeping it.
I could have had peace all along if I just hadn't made it homeless and kicked it out in the snow.
Yeah.
My peace is out there shivering.
Peace is out there going, Eve, little faith.
Exactly. Don't you know that I'm the one who gives you everything you want?
They hear some loud clanging inside your new residency space, and they're going, how's hate working out?
How's that new roommate situation going? Wink, wink.
But peace wouldn't do
I
that
know,
because
peace
peace
wouldn't do
doesn't
that.
give guilt.
Exactly, because peace only gives peace. Peace doesn't give guilt.
Peace doesn't know anything else.
Yeah, peace.
Peace
never.
probably kisses you on both cheeks as you're evicting it out, going, bless you.
I love you.
Father,
I'm always
forgive.
her.
Let me just say a prayer for you real
Yeah.
quick. Father, forgive Greg. He doesn't know what he does.
That's exactly what peace is saying as you're
And
kicking
then
your peace
and
out
then
in the
looks at
snow.
me and goes, oh, I better go. I see hate's here now.
And look,
I love you. I feel for you.
don't forget, I'm always here for
Yeah,
you.
I'll be
I'll
out behind
always.
the garage if you want to come get me. Digging through your trash only to
Oh, I'm
read the
so sorry.
funnies.
And praying for you.
Yeah,
Pieces out in the snow, shivering, going, praying for you.
knowing that
You know,
everybody has
their bad moments. He's just having a bad
Yeah,
moment.
he's
she's just having a bad
Just have a
moment.
moment.
She'll come back to her senses. It won't take long because hate is the worst tenant ever. I mean, tenant doesn't give a damn
Right.
about what you, the landlord, want
Yeah.
at all. You
Right.
know, hate's gonna do whatever it wants to do in your house. You know, no matter what rules you have, no matter what house rules you have.
Hate's gonna pee on the carpet.
Yeah, and he don't care.
Don't
You
care.
can say, hey, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh well, boom. So you can either keep your peace and don't make it homeless, or you can take the tenet in of hate and have hate as your roommate and have no peace whatsoever.
And I love how it feels like it kind of got personal with us. You, it was if you, and now as you were reading, and now it comes back to the
Right.
purpose. What's the purpose? It's not just for your healing, but
Yeah.
it's for the healing of the world. We're here
It's
to
not
heal
just for your
the
peace.
world.
It's not just
But
for your peace.
It starts with us.
Yes.
We have to reclaim our peace, keep our peace, demonstrate what it looks like for somebody that keeps their peace.
Exactly. And we all say we want peace on earth, but guess what? It starts with you.
Starts with me.
It starts with me, you know. It's like I want peace on earth, but you
Yeah.
know, I want somebody else to start it, you know.
I just want them to all get their act together.
Exactly, and then we'll have peace, you know.
Yeah.
Once everybody in the world gets peace, you know, then I'll have some peace, you know. It's like if peace is going to spread across the world, it has to start with you. It has to start with me, you know. It's like I want peace. I want the world to have peace, but I would like it to start with somebody else, right? I don't want to start it, you know.
It just
I just
takes
want-
a spark
That's right.
to get a fire going.
That's right. So, you know, if you want peace to spread across creation like you say you do, you know, I want peace on earth. That's my wish for on this New Year's Eve. I want peace on earth. Yeah, okay, well, if you really want that, then it starts with you. And it starts, what that means is it starts with you not getting rid of your peace, not kicking it out and making it homeless, so that you can have something you think is more valuable, like control or guilt. So then it says, and from you, peace reaches to everyone who calls and brings them rest by joining you. So I'll say that whole sentence again. It's 2 sentences, but if peace would spread across the whole of creation, like you say you want it to, it must begin with you. And from you, peace will reach to everyone who calls and will bring everyone rest by joining you, who started the peace. It's like, I want peace, but I don't want to give it. I want peace, but I want them to start it. Okay. Well, now we know why you don't have peace. All right.
Isn't it like heal or heal thyself?
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. And then it asks this funny question. I love the Course in Miracles. I laugh all the time. When I study the Course, I remember, as a student of Earl's, for years and years, and Earl always recorded his class, and people would watch and they go, what I remember from Earl's class is and then I hear Anna laughing hysterically on the front row. Because to me, it is really funny, it's hilarious. Like, here's a great sentence. Why would you want your peace homeless? Oh, why would I want peace homeless?
And it's like, are you even going to pause and think about the question, or just going to keep reading?
Right, exactly.
Because it is a worthy question.
It's so funny. Why would you
Why would you even want
Why
that?
would you even want peace homeless? Why do you want to kick peace out? Well, I mean, it says, and then it answers you. Well, it's going to ask you another question. It's going to ask you a few more questions that will help you to understand why it is that you do want peace homeless. Well, why would you want peace homeless? Well, what do you think that peace must dispossess to dwell in you? Oh, if I want peace homeless, it's because I think that I'm going to have to give up something to keep peace.
Right.
Now, what is it I think I'm going to have to give up and lose to keep my peace?
Being in control.
Thank you. Being right.
My way,
getting my way.
controlling.
Exactly. Being safe. Being not vulnerable. Things like, those are the things that I think, if I keep my peace, those are the things I think I'll lose. Like, you can ask yourself that in the relationship. Like, if I don't try to control Greg with some guilt or get him to change for me, what do I think will happen? If I don't try to control Greg with guilt, what do I think I'll lose? That's the question.
Yeah, we always think we're going to be vulnerable somehow.
Exactly. He'll take advantage of me.
Yeah.
He'll leave me.
Vulnerable.
I'll be vulnerable.
Financially, vulnerable. Emotionally. How is this going to affect me? It's going to make me vulnerable.
Yes.
So I need to control
yes.
the relationship.
Exactly.
I need to dictate. I need my script to work out.
Yes.
So I don't feel vulnerable.
Yes.
The way I think would make me vulnerable.
Exactly.
And it's only going to cost me my
peace.
peace.
Exactly. So my ego is telling me that if I just give Greg peace, if I just extend peace to him and don't try to control him with guilt, then Greg could just say, you know what, I don't like it here with you anymore, and he would just leave. And then I would really be vulnerable, or I'd really be alone. And so
which is the dumbest lie of all.
That's the dumbest lie of all, because if I'm giving Greg only peace, who's he gonna go try to? Is he gonna try to replace me? Who else is trying to give him only peace?
Who else are you gonna find that lets you be you?
Exactly.
I mean, all the other relationships, did they let you just be you?
Were they giving you only peace?
And then when you have a contrast relationship where they really let you be you,
exactly.
that's the last person you're gonna leave.
That's right.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a at home
or a child or a parent or a coworker.
that is
Doesn't
somebody you don't get rid of. The ones you get rid of are the ones always trying you to fulfill their script.
Exactly. Who aren't giving you peace, they're giving you control and guilt.
Right, and so
Exactly.
the ones that are giving you the freedom to be you are allowing you, making it easy on you to keep your peace.
That's right. And you don't have to worry about them substituting you, getting rid of you, abandoning you.
They're
You
the
don't have
last
to.
people.
They're the last people going to be. They ain't letting you go anywhere.
But
Because they
the
can
crafty
value you.
ego, lying ego,
Mhm.
the false belief system tells us you'll be vulnerable.
They could leave you.
You're setting yourself up for hurt. Come on, don't do this to yourself.
Don't give them only peace.
Yeah.
You're
Give
making
them some
yourself.
guilt, just a little bit.
That's right.
You know.
And then they'll feel too guilty to leave you.
Or to act
Or
the way they want to
whatever.
act.
Or to just be themselves.
Be themselves.
Yes.
And so.
Yes. Exactly.
But why would you want to be, make your peace homeless? And what do you think that it's going to take from you? And what else are we going to be asked to?
Okay, here's the third question. What seems to be the cost you are so unwilling to pay for peace?
To keep it.
To keep it. Yeah. I don't want my peace if it means that Greg can do whatever he wants to do and just be himself all the time. That's a high price to pay for peace.
And it's a lot the same answers. What's the cost? Well, the cost is going to make me vulnerable.
Yep.
The cost
I
is
could lose.
I'm going to be afraid.
I might be alone.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's there's three questions asking the same thing. And it says, this says, the little barriers of sand still stand between you. These are the cost we are so unwilling to pay for peace. These are the things that we think that peace will dispossess. These are the things that we think peace will make us lose or be vulnerable to if we choose to keep our peace and give only peace. Those are the little barriers of sand that stand between you and them still.
Barriers of sand. I love hearing that. These aren't big obstacles.
No, it's not a mountain.
Yeah, it's easy because it's my choice.
It's a barrier of sand.
Yeah, my choice of do I want to be right or do I want to keep my peace?
Yeah.
Do I want to be in control? That's the barrier of sand.
Yep.
The ego makes a big mountain out of it.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, that's not just a little sand. Come on.
That's a mountain.
Come on, we need to stand strong on this one. Draw a line.
That's Mount Rushmore.
Talk
right
about
there.
sand. Let's draw a line in the sand.
Right.
All right, we're not moving. But it's just a little bit of sand.
Yeah.
It's not a big obstacle, this barrier. I always remember in one of Earl's classes, early days, where he was talking about the obstacles to our awareness to love's presence.
Yes.
It's the same thing with peace.
Yeah.
Our obstacles are these wanting to be in control, wanting to be right, wanting to be the dictator,
Wanting things our way.
wanting our script fulfilled. Those are the little sand barriers that
Stand
still
between
stand
us.
between us.
That stand
our
between us.
relationship.
Yeah, so the obstacles that stand between us are just barriers of sand. You know, I could go, oh, I want to keep my peace. I only want to give peace. Peace is going to meet all my needs, so I'm not going to give Greg a hard time.
Right.
I'm not going to I'm not going to give guilt to Greg so that Greg will do something different or be something different. That was easy.
Right.
How easy was that? I'm not going to give him guilt today. I'm just going to keep my peace and give peace.
Which is what we were doing in the past, and that's why it says, would you reinforce them now? Or would you decide now, there's got to be a better way?
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
And what's the better way? Keep my peace.
And give peace. Keep my peace and give peace.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It is the same thing.
Exactly. I love it. It says, so yeah, these are all just little barriers of sand that still stand between you two. Now, would you reinforce these little barriers of sand between you two now? Well, you are not asked to let these little barriers of sand go for yourselves alone. So we're not being asked to let go of our barriers and obstacles to peace with each other for just each other. So why? Because Christ, our true self, is asking us to let go of these little barriers of sand still between us, and it's asking it of us for itself. So the Christ in us, the Course in Miracles says, is our true self as we were created by God. So our true self as we were created by God is asking this of us and for itself. Mm-hmm. And our true self that we share wants to bring peace to everyone. Our real self, our true self, wants to bring peace to everyone. And our true self, how can it do this except through us? Mm-hmm. So you could say love is asking you to let go of the little barrier of sand between you still, because love wants to bring peace to everyone. And how can love bring peace to everyone except through you two? That's how love brings peace to the world, through you two. Through you two. That's how love does it. Love brings peace to the world through relationships. Like the Course in Miracles says that as love is transforming the world from hell into heaven, it does it through the healing temples of the relationships that have chosen to keep their peace and extend their peace to the world. That's how it happens. Love in God isn't like, I'm choosing this one special person, the Messiah, the whatever, the Christ. Love isn't choosing one special person. Love is using these relationships to extend peace to all the world. So it sounds just like love. Like love wouldn't choose one special person and go, this person is special. Everyone be like that person. Love says, here's a relationship, and love and peace extends to the world through the relationship, through the peace of that relationship. So then it says, and would you let a little bank of sand, a wall of dust, a tiny seeming barrier stand between you and them and peace on earth? Is that what you want to do? Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to let a little bank of sand, a wall of dust, a tiny seeming barrier stand between you and them and peace on earth? Is your grievance that, do you want your grievance that bad? Is your grievance that valuable? Is your need to control that valuable to you, that you would let a little wall of dust, a tiny seeming barrier, stand between you and them and the peace on earth? Is your grievance that valuable?
And I love how it's reminding us that our true self is asking this of us.
Yes.
Our true self is to be at peace.
Yes.
And our true self isn't in its true nature unless it's experiencing peace. Mm-hmm. And it's not experiencing peace when part of its mind is split off, having to have some personal script fulfilled, some personal individual agenda. Mm-hmm. And our true self knows that. Our true self really just saying,
you don't need that.
To its own full mind, consciousness, come back.
It's like,
Stay grounded.
right. Remember
Stay
what you
in your
want.
lane. Stay where you're supposed
Remember
to be.
what you want.
Remember what is valuable.
Getting your script or your agenda met is not what you really want. Don't make your peace homeless for that. What you really want is peace in your relationships and peace on earth. So focus on that. That's what our true self is asking of us.
Yeah, not to evict your peace
Right.
and set a barrier up between you and those around you now.
Right.
For peace.
Right. Which keeps peace from the whole of earth.
Yeah.
You know, if peace is going to cover the earth, it has to start within you and your relationships.
And there's the answer. We always think, how in the world can this world ever become healed? You know, become whole?
How can there be
experience peace? Well, you know, be like the Miss whatever pageant.
Miss America pageant.
That comes out and says, I just want world peace.
I just want world peace.
As if nobody knows how that we could have that. It's like it's even achievable.
Right.
And it is achievable because it starts with me.
That's right. It is achievable because it starts with us and it starts with you.
Like the Course talks in one place that your feet will be like lights gently.
Yes,
leading
every one
out.
of your steps will leave lighted footprints for those who follow behind you.
Yeah.
You know.
Because they will recognize the better way.
That's right.
The better way is keeping your peace.
And because when you keep your peace naturally extends from you to others and to all of earth. That's the nature of peace. That's the nature of peace, is that it extends from deep within you to extend around the world to all of creation and draws others in. That's the nature of peace. All right, that's awesome. I just love this section. This is amazing. Amazing.
Really is.
Wow. I feel so much more safe I feel so much safer right now.
Yeah.
I feel so much safer because I have remembered tonight what it is that really keeps me safe and what really meets all my deepest needs.
And I feel so much strengthened in being reminded that I am in control of my peace.
What? Wow.
You know, by simply not giving it away. I love that idea. You know, you want to be in control? Well, be in self-control.
Yes. And like that quote from Urantia where it says that he who keeps his own peace is more powerful than he who conquers a city.
Yeah.
You know, in other words, he who controls their own mind is greater than they who conquer a city. In other words, they who keep their peace.
There's a proverb that says that he who loses a brother through argument, it's harder to win over a city than to win that brother back.
Whoa. Wow.
So once you've evicted your peace out, man, it becomes a challenge because now you've added fuel to the fire of this whole eviction process.
It's the same thing like if you're in a relationship and you kick someone out, you know, and you say, get out of my life, it's challenging to get that person. It's more challenging to get that person back when you come back to your right mind than to choose to keep your peace and the peace of the relationship in the moment.
Right.
You know?
You don't think that way in the moment.
I know.
But that is the truth.
In the moment you think that there is something more valuable than your peace, and you think there's something more valuable than the peace of your relationship. And that's how you know you're insane. You can just go, I'm insane right now. All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. And if you would like to support our Miracles Ministry and support these ideas in going out to more in the world, then like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and like and share this video. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining this Healing Circle. We deeply appreciate that you've used your very precious time and energy to watch this and to strengthen these ideas. I appreciate you all so very much in that.
Looking forward again to next week, Sunday, same time.
Next Sunday, and we're not doing Tuesdays for a while.
Yep.
And but next Sunday, maybe we'll pick back up with this section. So we'll see. Love you guys.